What's going on, you guys? It's me, AnarchYxNinja, and today, there's your spoiler warning now. We just watched Ahsoka, and there's not really a whole lot to talk about. I cussed! Oh, I shouldn't have cussed. Hopefully I'll remember to edit that part out, but yeah, in case I did, I'm going to repeat that. This episode really felt like one where you wish all the episodes were released at once, so you could get through it to get to the exciting one that's going to happen next episode. These are one of those episodes where it's not filler. I know some people will call it that. It's not. It did advance the story. It made sense. We knew this was going to happen. But not a whole lot really happened in it. But again, most shows are like that, though. So in fairness, I'm not talking shit, but wasn't really excited. Especially since we knew beforehand it was only going to be 30 minutes. It's like, oh man, it's going to be one of those episodes. But it was interesting. They did get to the planet. Shit's going down. I was... part of me was kind of expecting to see a Star Destroyer fleet there with the Eye of Sion or whatever. I think it's called Eye of Sion. There wasn't, so maybe they're gonna go bring the fleet back. I'm guessing we're kind of. I guess that's for the parts I'm really interested in. I guess that's maybe that got narrowed down there. Maybe the fleet just isn't there yet. Maybe they would still go with him. But someone was talking about it the other day. Is what's it called? The Katana fleet. They went out and found that fleet to bring back, and like I almost said European Union, the EU, not that EU, but maybe that's what she's gonna bring back. Personally, I'm not a big fan of those type of ships. I kind of hope it's not those ships, but maybe they'll take that concept and bring back Thrawn's fleet. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, and what else happened? Not a whole lot. I can't wait for next episode. That's the whole point of this episode is, man, next episode's gonna be dope. But, I mean, Sabine's training. She's still weak as F. I don't want to cuss. We cussed too much too early. But, yeah, at the end, this episode, really, there wasn't really a lot going on, unfortunately. Kind of wish it was a little longer, but maybe they would have been able to get the fight scene that was going to happen next episode into this one, but... Again, this happens in every show, though, so even House of the Dragon, which I think did so well, is... I think episode 3 was my least favorite. Episode 4, it's that part of a season where it's kind of like we need to fill in to what's going to happen, and it sets up a lot of stuff. Not necessarily filler, because again, this episode wasn't filler. But it also isn't the most exciting in the world. But anyway, at least we got I guess, space combat. That counts as space combat. Not the type I'm talking about, but, I mean, it was space combat. My only real complaint of anything in the show, but in fairness, I will put a disclaimer first, they do this in all of Star Wars, is how do these ships just take so many shots and nothing happens? What is going on, dude? Those ships, I don't know the name of them, the one Shin and her little cannon fodder buddies were flying in, they just didn't do damage. It's like shooting BB guns. It's like, why am I even shooting at this ship? Ahsoka's ship gets disabled from the turbo lasers, and then when she's out on the wing, they literally use there's shots of her shots, Shin shots, well, this is hard to say, hitting Ahsoka's ship, and like nothing happens. But aren't the shields down? So you could use the case like, oh well, the shields were up, this is what's causing them to not do damage, which makes sense. I get, that's fine. But the ship was disabled at that time, unless I missed something, and you see the shots literally hitting its wing, and like nothing happens. I'm like, that they do that in all of Star Wars, so I'm not just, this isn't just an Ahsoka thing, this is just a everything thing that is just, it always annoys me beyond belief of like, wow, this ship just doesn't give a fuck that it's being shot. Oh no, we're disabled, and now all of a sudden we're back to flying perfectly fine again, doing fancy maneuvers, and oh, ship's damaged. Like, I get you can say the ship's damaged, but they never really show that it's damaged. I mean, I get it did stop for one brief moment and they pressed buttons and now the ship is back to its fucking normal self. But, you know, that's my one pet peeve on that. It was cool, I guess, seeing Ahsoka go outside. Before someone complained, she did do that in the Clone Wars, so, and we all loved it then. Some of my favorite episodes were with that. Side note, I don't think we're going to push by and we're going to have to extend this because nobody plays the fucking objective in whatever game I play. But, yeah, that was kind of cool. I still don't get, my other complaint is, why would they not just shoot the ship? Probably because they can't do damage. But they started shooting at Ahsoka. I'm like, dude, if you just blow the ship up, Ahsoka's fucked. Just shoot the ship. It was one of those sequel moments where I'm like, why are you shooting at the planet that's not going anywhere? You could just take out the ship and you would end the fucking New Republic right there in The Last Jedi. Where here I'm like, just shoot the ship. Ahsoka's screwed, but they don't. And now I'm gonna die going for... Please just grab the objective. For the love of God, just grab the objective. Somebody touch that fucking objective right now. Touch it. You useless cunts, dude. I suck at this game, and somehow you are still fucking useless. I don't understand how this works, but every game I play today, Call of Duty and this, nobody does shit. I don't understand. What is so hard? We need to literally hold these people's hands and teach them how to play the objective, and then slap the ever-loving shit out of them in real life if they don't. That's the only way these guys are going to learn. Nobody does shit. Anyway, more time to talk about Ahsoka, I guess. Again, there's not a whole lot to go on this episode, though. What else? I like that we see Sabine getting to train in the way of a samurai. I mean, Jedi. That's good. They're going to do a lot of that going forward, because that was one of the biggest problems we had with Rey. There was really no training, and what they did show was fucking useless. So here you have a droid, Huang, or whatever the fuck his name is, who's actually taught a lot of Jedi before, now teaching her. So I'm like, okay, that's good. See, we're getting training. Plus, she got the Mandalorian background. Her Force, I still hope it will ultimately be weak, but she'll get some, which I'm fine with. It's cool, whatever. So that doesn't bother me too much, but I do like that they put emphasis on training. I don't really got much else to say about this episode, but I know I'm missing stuff, but it was just one of those little episodes. Side rant, we kind of talked about it last time. Please just pick a time for these episodes. Let's have hour-long episodes. You're going to have 8 episodes. Let's have hour-long episodes. Let's compromise. If you want to go 14 episodes, you can have some shorter episodes. Let's compromise, Star Wars. Let's figure this out. But this back-and-forth shit, I don't like. Anyway. Side note, I did try to do a react to this video. Like, an actual react channel. And we had nothing but technical difficulties. I think I figured them out, but we didn't get it done for this episode. So maybe next episode, everything works, we'll go in and have an actual react episode to it. I don't know how we're going to do it, because it's going to take a lot of fucking editing, and I am not good at editing. So I'll either have to learn, but the video will probably be up really late, or maybe we'll just make a Patreon and make it super cheap. I don't know how Patreon works. So we can just upload the whole thing uninterrupted, unedited. So it's basically a complete watch-along, and it wouldn't get the channel copyrighted. Because I thought I could do that for members only, but it's still on YouTube, and YouTube would still copyright it. So that will not really work. So we would have to do it on another website, like Patreon. But I don't know. It's all up in the air. Maybe we'll do both. But yeah. Anyway, I'm kind of already done talking. There's nothing left to talk about, because this episode was exciting yet not exciting at the same time, so... I don't know what to do. Now we got a whole other game ahead of us, and there's not much else to talk about. We know next episode, because the scene in the trailer, they have an awesome fight scene in this awesome looking forest. So that'll be cool. Maybe we'll get the Merrick reveal then. Because I believe in the trailer. I've only watched the trailer like once, I think. I'm trying to think back. Anyway, I think he's the one fighting in there, if I remember off the top of my head. Correct me if I'm wrong. So maybe we'll get that time. Who knows? Maybe not. But, I mean, what? We're already 3 episodes in. There's 5 episodes left. It could be another one of those. Maybe this next episode will be exciting. The next one will be kind of like, eh. And then we'll go into the exciting finish. That's kind of the vibe, if I had to guess. They're going to try to split up the I don't want to call it boring, but it's one of those episodes, you know. But again, we knew that going in. I don't know why people are so surprised. That's what annoys me the most out of the few people I've heard. I watched one react channel in between the COD stream and now me talking about it here. And they were all surprised that it was a slower episode. I'm like, but it's always like that. Like, why are you surprised? Like, we knew it was going to be a 30-minute episode going in. This is what's going to happen. And frankly, there was more action than I thought we were going to get, to be completely honest. But, yeah. Anyway. Maybe it'll be the Katana fleet. There you go. Who knows? Anyway, aren't those ships boring? I forgot what it was. Do you use those ships in what's the Star Wars name called? I'm drawing a blank. Empire at War. And I'm like, I hope those aren't the ships they bring back. Let's put it that way. I hope they just take something from EU and then elaborate on it, or not elaborate on it, but like kind of twist it a little be a little more fitting, kind of like the theory with Starkiller coming back as Merrick. I don't want him to be the actual Star Killer with the same backstory as in the video game, because it just wouldn't fit canon. It wouldn't make sense. But it would be cool to bring Sam Witwer and Star Killer into this, but kind of put its own live action twist and canon twist on it. Would be interesting, but I don't know. I'm still not leaning towards him being that guy, but it did sound like a guy. He did talk today in today's episode. Merrick, that is, and he did have a voice changer, but it did sound more like a guy, but that could also just be them trying to throw us off the scent a little bit and just say they have a voice changer that really does change your voice really well. But to me, it sounded more like a guy in there, so that kind of would rule out Barriss, I guess. But who knows? It's Star Wars and anything's possible. I wouldn't imagine having a voice changer would be that difficult in a universe like this where we have fucking hyperspace lanes and shit like that. I don't think that would be the biggest thing, but what else? There's really not much to go off on this episode. Anyway, how's your guys' day going? Gotta ask that question. How's the weather where you guys are? Is it hot? Oh boy, is it hot here in the Philippines. Side note, we think we found the new place we're gonna move. I'm liking it. It does have fiber. She did confirm that it had fiber. That was one of my only questions. How many toilets does it have? How safe is the area? And do you have fiber? Those were like my 3 main questions. Like how is it? And its location, obviously. Those are my only real concerns. Like, we're looking at the place and I'm like, dude, I literally just need a room that has internet. I mean, the toilet doesn't have to be in the room, but I would like a toilet, you know, and I don't like just one toilet because I don't like having to worry about, oh man, somebody's in there and I gotta hold it. I'm spoiled. I don't want that. I want 2 toilets. And we're in the Philippines, we can do that. Yeah, this place is nice. No, it's an actual house, but like right now we live in a condo. This one's a house, actually. But again, I don't know when we move in. We still got a couple months on this contract, give or take. And if I understand right, that contract on that house actually ends pretty soon. She's elaborating right now. But, yeah, so I don't know. We'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. But it does have fiber, so that's my big excitement. Because when I did try filming the React vid here for Ahsoka, one of the things I noticed is the screen itself got, like, a little skippy. So, like, on that, I had the Elgato recording, so I had a face cam recording with the Elgato. I had OBS recording the video while at the same time I'm not streaming, like, this live stream, but like I'm watching Ahsoka. So there was a lot of stuff going on, and it started skipping, which would then cross over into the recording for you guys if I did do a React channel. With this internet, I already know a workaround. I'll just use my other computer to kind of split the load, and I don't think that'll be a big deal going into the next episode, but I think it's an example of where having a better internet would ultimately work out a little better. Part of that, I think, is just the PC and Elgato are just, they're getting really slow on their own, and the internet wouldn't help that, obviously, but open the internet will help something out. Anyway, got that to look forward to. Not looking forward to moving. I hate the moving part. I love the excitement of getting a new place. I don't love the actual part of having to move the shit all the way over there. Luckily, we don't have a lot. This place was already furnished for the most part, so we didn't get too much stuff, luckily. And the place we're moving is furnished, which also has me excited. And as dumb as this sounds, this awesome condo I have doesn't have an oven. And not that I'm a baker, but man, I want some shit that's baked, man. Oh my god, the brownies, the cookies, all the shit that can be baked, the pizza. Oh my god. And the place we're moving has an oven. And this is how you know you're an adult. You get excited for the most boring fucking shit out there. Like, dude, we got an oven? Let's go, dude. And it's like 150 bucks cheaper than here. That doesn't sound too cheap when you're thinking, fucking fly, dude. Just attack my face. That doesn't sound cheap when you're talking like American or like European standards. But out here in the Philippines, we got $450 a month for this awesome condo. Now it's going to go down to like 300 and something. 316 or something like that. So I'm like, that's a pretty big chunk we're saving, and it's actually a pretty nice place. But we'll see. We'll see. It's not guaranteed yet. We might have to keep looking, but anyway. This is fun. Part of me just wants to end the video here, because man, this is still going to be a very long game and nothing is happening. Just focus, I guess. We'll pretend we're focused then now. I'm focused now. Totally not lying. Speeder bikes. Oh, I haven't seen a speeder bike in a while. Can't say that I've missed those either.
Get behind me, move it in. Grenade ready.
That is satisfying. All these years later, it's still satisfying hitting a speeder bike with an ion grenade. One of the reasons I use them is just a plop and they're dead. Because nobody wants to kill speeder bikes or any sort of vehicle. Well, I guess we do got enough for a hero. What do we use? We'll just use Grievous because Ahsoka has dual wield lightsabers and this is like the only guy with dual wield lightsabers in the game. So that's the only reason. Don't worry, we'll go die pretty quick anyway, so don't get too excited to see Grievous. Wow, you get that fast, Yoda. Going down? Like the real Grievous. Attack it, and if it doesn't work, just run the fuck away. Strategy, and we're gonna get stepped on. Oh my god, we got lucky there. Oh, and we're falling back. Well, shit, bro. Not the time? Hello there. Not the time to run out of that either. Let's get out of this locked hallway before Leia lights my ass up with the E11. I think she's more scared of me than I am her. Ma'am, you don't know me. I don't know how to play this game, so you're lucky. Why am I using this when I could literally just slap him with a lightsaber? Don't know. I think there's a speeder bike behind me. Maybe not. Oh, this fly needs to fuck off, man. They only come out when I film. Is my breath that bad when I open my mouth? The flies are like, yo, we coming out now, bro. It's dinner time. Get the fuck out of here, you son of a bitch. Yeah, we cussed a lot this video. You might not like that. But fuck me. I've noticed over the years, if you cuss and then have the name of the certain website I just mentioned in there, they tend to get it banned a little more frequently. I've noticed. There's times I'll cuss a lot and directed it, like whether it's another player, me, whoever, and it doesn't get me banned. But then when you do that and then you mention that name I just mentioned, they're like, hold up now. I think the algorithm tracks it. And there's a speeder bike again because, you know, this game's only been out 6 years and we still do the same shit every time. And we're like, this is fun. Side note, the funny part was, how many of us, when we saw this episode, and you saw the ships with Shin and come out behind Ahsoka, and you saw those those other pilots that weren't main characters, I'm like, all these guys are gonna die. That's another thing shows do, where it's just like, they add people in and you're like, this guy's literally here to just die. Because you know they need to add action, but you can't kill these main characters this way. So they're like, here's some random nameless pilot. Pilot number 1 is what'll probably be called in the fucking story, and sure enough, boop, all of them die. Like, of course, dude. Of course. Even the one React channel I saw, they said the same thing. Oh, all these guys are gonna die the moment they popped up on screen. That's just how it works. But the main characters, not even a scratch. I gotta love it. Every show does it. It's not just the Star Wars thing, but it's like, oh man, can we get past that? Game of Thrones tried to in the beginning, and they did pretty good. But then, you know, towards the end, literally everybody, the entire cannon fodder army dies and disappears, and yet they have an army the next episode. Like, what? Did you guys retreat? Well, maybe you should have showed there was like a bit where you retreated. No, they always do it. Side note, again, next episode's gonna be awesome, you guys. Next episode gonna be the shit. But they had a lot of cannon fodder in there, and we're about to see some fucking badass combat scene. We know from the trailer there's gonna be, you know, a big saber duel, but there's also some cannon fodder. So we're gonna get to see a pretty badass fight, I would imagine. I'm not that excited going into fights, like even Book of Boba and how shit they were. But I'm excited for this. I guess that's the thing Book of Boba did do unique. You know, I gotta give Book of Boba credit. You know, I talk shit about it all the time. I'll give him some credit. They didn't kill the cannon fodder in that episode. They didn't do it because, I don't know, they just didn't. Remember all those civilians that showed up? I'm like, oh, here's the cannon fodder. These guys are good guys, and they're on that side, and now they can all die because we don't know them. Boba's not going to die. and they're running down the street with these awesome droids that are designed to kill people. They're just running down the street like, ah! And the monster, or the droids are right here designed to kill, and they're like, ah, run, don't shoot, ah! And they never died somehow. Wow, what a great show that was. Literally missing shots. We're all right here. The droid's right here. All the shots are hitting here, even though we're here. Ah, run! Oh, they'll never get it. Wow, what a great show that was. I literally saw a tweet, and I don't get triggered, but I saw a tweet. It was like, I love Book of Boba, and he was showing all the cool screenshots he had of it, and I'm like, you're fucking stupid, dude. That show fucking sucked. The fuck you talking about? But anyway, whatever, it's fine. To each their own. I wish I was you and could have enjoyed it. Let's put it that way. But that was a little much there. I'd rather it be like Ahsoka's episode where you see cannon fodder. Yep, they're probably gonna die here. Then, oh my god, look at all this cannon fodder walking down the middle of a street with droids designed to kill people. Oh my god, they're so terrifying. Literally can't hit civilians waddling down the middle of a street. Like, what is this episode? Even Kenobi did better with that. When Vader goes into the villages and just like, I'm choking this bitch. Like, oh, in Book of Boba, they didn't even want to kill him. They're like, we can't kill civilians, bro. They're civilians, even though they're in open conflict with the bad guys. We still don't want to kill them. Like, oh my god, that shit sucks. Fuck, looking back on it. Boba, what the fuck happened to your show, dude? You were this bad motherfucker in the original. You didn't even need to do shit. It was just, we knew because the writing of your character was good. The little things they did, you didn't even need to talk. We knew you were badass. Just the way Vader showed you respect, we knew you were badass. They didn't need to say you were badass. They could just show it without even having combat. And then the fucking show comes out, and I'm like, you fucking suck, bro. And it's not you, Boba. It's not. It's the writers and the developers of that show. I guess developers. We play games. We call them developers. What happened, bro? Luckily, I'm on pace with Ahsoka so far. I get it. This episode was a little slow, but it makes sense. I'm down with it. We know this next episode gonna be dope as fuck. Let's go, dude. Can't wait. Again, this is one of those, like I said at the beginning, this is one of those episodes that makes you wish it was like Netflix and they released all episodes at once so you could just binge watch it. Because going through this episode, I wouldn't be like, wow, this is slow. My first thought would be, oh, here we go, next episode, we gotta get the fight. I wouldn't think, wow, this was a slow episode. Because I could immediately go into the following one, or the next one, that is gonna be awesome. But when you do it once a week and you get a 30-minute episode where not a whole lot happens, you're like, ah, man, I waited all week just to get this, and I gotta wait for the exciting part to happen next week. Those are days I like where it's more Netflix style of let's just leave them all out, or let them all out at once. And I get it. I'm actually probably more a fan of having it be one episode a week because it drags it out. You get to speculate like we're doing right now after each episode of like what's gonna happen. That part's fun and I enjoy that. But those type of episodes make me wish, like, could you release both of those episodes at the same time? Maybe not all the episodes, but let's release both of those. Maybe that's how they'll adapt. The same way they did it for the first couple episodes. They release them on the same day. They'll realize, like, okay, this is going to be one of the slower ones. To counter it, let's release the following episode with it. You don't need to release the whole series. Just the following one so you can get through it a little quicker. I think if I was big brain working at Disney, I might try to do that. But again, I get it. They don't because they want to have... How do I explain it? The longer the episodes take to come out, the longer you have to be subscribed to Disney Plus. And if you buy a subscription and it lasts a month, if the show lasts more than a month, then you now need 2 subscriptions to watch it. Where if they release all the episodes at once, you would only need 1 subscription. I get it. It's a money thing, and I don't even blame them for doing it. But maybe make enough episodes where you could still get the money and still release the slower episodes with the following episode that will make it a little more exciting. It makes the slower episodes a little more bearable. Look, see, I got big brain plans, bro. Sign me up, Disney. I'll come there. I'll fly to LA and work for you. Not that you need me to, because I already told you what I would do, and like you literally could implement that. You don't need to hire me, but still, I think it would be a lot better. Like right now, without even looking, I just watched the one React channel, and they were like, it was slow. I know everybody else is gonna say how slow this episode was, and it was. There was stuff that was exciting in it, but it's not filler. But it was also not as exciting, and we know everybody's gonna say that. But now, let's hypothetically speaking, let's pretend here. Imagine they release the following episode. The one we know that's going to be so awesome. Would people really be talking about how slow this episode was? They're like, no, this episode was just a setup leading into episode 4, which is absolutely awesome. there would be a lot less hate for this episode if they were all released, or at least the next episode was released at the same time. Where now, since it's not, you get time to dwell on it, you got to talk about it, people don't like waiting, I get it. So you're going to hear that. So just look at it from that standpoint. But anyway, side note, I have no idea what's going on in this game. Overtime. Oh, actually we don't. We're maybe going to get overtime. Problem is, our Elgato's been open a while, and it might freeze. So if you see the footage freeze and it end there, just know that's what happened. Like, why did you end it here? It's like, no, it froze, bro. We're gonna be out of gas. It's Elgato breaks all the time, huh? Anyway, our team is pushed up. We might not get an overtime. Let's be an ISB trooper. Let's go kick somebody real quick. Actually, no, let's not. Let's save that for a video on its own, I guess.
Specialized combatant deployed to assist. Grenade out.
I saw somebody say there was going to be a theory that this would be Luke as Merrick, but like a clone version of Luke. I know they did that stuff in EU. I don't want to see that in live action.
Their force is broken.
Anyway, I guess that'll do it. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I kind of already know what a lot of you are going to say, but maybe I missed some stuff in the episode. Actually, one thing I did see, it was on Twitter. I'll say it briefly. Hopefully the Elgato hasn't frozen. And again, I don't even know if it's true. It was just a screenshot. But Snoke on his finger had like a certain color ring, and so does Balin. Now, I'm not saying it's the same ring. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And I'm not saying Balin is Snoke. Don't think I'm saying that either. But maybe they're kind of tied in somehow. Don't know. Anyway, talk about it. Discuss it in the comments. Anyway, bye. See you guys later.